Welcome back to game two.
Woo!
Hell yeah, to game two of the PMA LCS Red Division BP versus WSP Best Stream.
Just
Um,
got out of a spicy game one,
yep, where
and
BP took
fans
the
are coming
first
in
game.
very hard. There's an MVP poll out there. Currently, it is in the chat, so go cast your vote for who you think the MVP for game one was. Who are you thinking was your MVP for game one from BP?
Mm. For me,
And why was
I
it Gerg 7?
I think you're right. I think for me the MVP has to be Popo can still throw. It has to be the MVP for me.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, who else do you choose? In the meanwhile, let's talk about this draft. I'll get back to you with the real answer once I can think about it. Yeah, pretty similar in
it,
terms
hmm.
of uh, bands here, but it does look like WSP is leaving up the Aurelia in hopes of banning both the Ornn and the Sinnoh. What's that?
Okay, so that's interesting. So WSP went from picking the Ornn and the Senna to banning it this round.
Right, right.
Obviously, you take away the Yasuo, uh, and then so counter speed, even though it's supposed to be counter spell, whatever, is not in this game.
Right,
Gerg 7 is back, and then they choose Ari again.
right.
So I'm
But
interested to see.
yeah,
I mean, if is that
again,
going to be Bear going on that now,
well,
and then
again, my thought is that last time I forgot that counter speed does play that champion, um, but Julio is a huge Ari player. Um,
oh, they might
yeah,
be doing.
so they
All right,
might
so this might be insider information. They might be going with the let's rotate everybody around. I think they're gonna
right
have.
they might do the spicy.
Maybe not, because sounds like it's a Greg thing. Ezreal sounds like it's pretty Greg.
Yeah, the spicy rotato
Oh,
beto.
I mean, it could be Bear. Bear Junior could be doing that.
I like
So
that bot lane just
it's
on
both for
principle.
both of them.
Just on principle, Ezreal Braum.
Bear Rise incoming from Necro guy. We shall see. We shall see. But you know what he's not gonna play? Yasuo.
Yeah, ever.
Not gonna play that one.
Not a single
Uh,
time.
don't say that. People have left it up and then realized that was a terrible choice for their lives uh, afterwards. But yeah, ooh. So then we see the Zac come in. So some strong engage tools with the Nautilus and Zac
Right.
coming in from WSP. Unfortunately for
Hopefully,
misfortune, there's the Braum to kind of
right,
be there
right,
to
right,
block
right.
ults and whatnot.
Now, hopefully WSP does not make the same mistake and they do fit in some damage there. They just did not have quite enough damage to fill out their huge tank team, and the Trundle just completely messed them up uh, uh, on top of it. So
I mean,
hopefully,
they already made a huge change and they picked misfortune.
right,
Not that I don't
a
think
lot
Senna
more
does damage,
damage.
but
Yeah,
it yeah, it's a lot easier to weave in and out, I think, with a misfortune, and plus you can just try and ult over the whole team. Adds a little bit more than your slow auto attacks and your Q. Because I mean, realistically, you pick Senna more for the utility of her. Because you mean you've got the heals, you've got the ultimate for cross map heal and damage.
right. And that no ban, that fourth no ban from BP is Kiana. So says the chat.
Which I mean, strong ban, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
It obviously we can tell it wasn't super effective. It definitely had a
You could
couple of
tell
pretty
he
good
could play it.
plays,
Like the
but
plays were there, the mechanics were there. Just the damage, just being that behind, just was
being
not
behind and it was just that there was a couple
right.
missed
Right.
opportunities where they didn't, the team didn't engage together. So either the
Right.
Kiana went in by herself or the
Right.
rest of the
Right.
team went in before Kiana got there.
Definitely
So
a scary pick for New Capiturk. A Twisted Fate coming out. That'll be. I do believe doesn't doesn't Vitalis play a lot of Twisted Fate? Am I remembering that incorrectly?
Uh,
I believe for some reason I want to say he plays it a lot, but I could just be pulling that out of my ass. I don't really know.
I
uh,
don't know. Hmm, I
Kane
don't know.
jungle coming up.
I honestly don't know.
You know the solo queue curse. When you have a Kane jungle on your team, they're going to feed.
Yeah,
So
but PMA LCS Canes have been pretty good.
hopefully for BP that they can continue that trend and not be solo queue king.
Yeah.
See how they choose to round out this team. And Annie, so it looks like maybe an Ari top or an Annie top.
Hmm.
It looks like BP is choosing to just try to pick comfort for Julio. Because I mean I'm pretty sure that's Julio for that's the Julio Ari. But I'm not sure why
I am
Greg.
very interested in that. That
Is that
seems.
actually a Annie pick?
I don't know. They
I
might
mean I
just be
guess it
looking to
is
have some
because
fun, but I feel like that's not a good pick into a Nautilus sack.
I'm really not impressed with this.
And then you get a Soraka coming out from the top lane.
I I just don't think it's
Oh.
good. I mean, no matter where they put the Raka, whether it's like a weird Nautilus top or something, I think this is an awful pick. I mean, maybe what do I know? I don't know, but I think it's just I
Okay.
I
So
think
here's
it's
the thing.
awful.
Do you put the Ahri top versus the Soraka, or do you put the Annie top versus the Soraka? I
I
feel
think
like
you
Annie
put
top would be
either
less
one.
mobile and be bad.
I feel like you literally put the Braum into the Soraka top and just beat the crap out of her.
Then maybe it's Chaboy with Annie support.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think it's still
Yeah,
Brahman.
yeah, yeah.
Chaboy.
That looks like we're starting up the game. Let me.
I do find it funny, however, that Chaboy's like least. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I don't think everybody was in there.
Looks like
Chaboy's least favorite champion to play and or play with is Ezreal, and both of his 80 carries on their team, Gerg7 and Bear Jr. It's like one of their best 80 carries. So he gets to play with it all the time.
right. Switch over to the game here, to the pick band here. All right. So what are your thoughts on this draft? What are your thoughts?
Oh my god, I don't know. I really don't.
I know what my thoughts are. My thoughts
Like
are I hate the Soraka pick.
I mean I hate the top lane picks in general, which I mean I think it'll be Ari, but I mean like I think Annie and Soraka are terrible picks in this case. Like obviously they can make it work
But
on either team,
doesn't
but
Soraka
it's just
top
like they
not
don't
work
fit their
anymore?
comp anyways. Like Soraka doesn't fit into their comp. Annie doesn't fit into BP's comp. I'm kind of confused. Like,
WSP.
don't get me wrong, BP is gonna have a crap load of damage, but if WSP gets ahead early, I mean, good luck Annie killing a Nautilus and a Zac and
Yeah,
getting in range to
I
kill
feel like
Misfortune and
especially
or
this
Twisted Fate.
Zach pick is going to be really pretty scary if it gets ahead. I'm just being able to just disrupt the backline of VP, but
Well, and ganks coming out into for Twisted Fate are going to be nuts. Because Twisted Fate's just going to walk up and yellow card you, and then you're going to have a Zac jumping on top of you a half a second later. Like, that's going to be. Those ganks are going to be terrifying. So I think that's going to be what happened, because it's like, once Annie burns Flash, I mean, it's over. Like, and even then, with the Flash,
right.
Zac can possibly pull you right back with the his Q. I don't remember what that ability is called, but auto or get the Q onto Annie and a minion and pull them back together, and guess what? You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the bot lane will be a volatile lane. I think you've got Nautilus and Misfortune who can put out more damage, but I've seen Gerg7 and Chaboy here with play this matchup before, and it can be very oppressive. I mean, especially if Braum, is blocking most of Miss Fortune's damage, that's kind of unfortunate. So, I think we're gonna have to be looking more towards the junglers to make something happen in this mid and top lane. Camp the Soraka, because if you put Soraka behind, even though she heals, she's useless because she doesn't heal enough.
And if remind me correctly, but these past nerfs on Soraka, they're specifically tied to her top. Like she's not good top lane, right? Like she needs to be with other people, right? Could be wrong.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
I
I
mean,
could
I
not tell
think
you.
the Soraka ult is always going to be impactful, and like I feel like team fight wise, WSP is probably scarier. I think it depends. Either way, I could see it going either way for your teams. But so I think in team fight, Soraka is going to be very strong. I just don't see what it's. I know that they especially nerfed her lane presence a lot, and it made it much more difficult for her to just super sustain through any like you get jumped on by the enemy top laner and you just walk away, push Q, get all your health back,
Yeah.
So
Well, and I mean, like I said, I don't know what the nerfs or anything was, but hey, I mean, this is PMA LCS. Anything can still work, no matter how hard nerfs hit it. Uh, we'll just see if it does.
yeah,
We'll have to see.
honestly,
That's all we can do.
I would have preferred to have like a Nautilus top or something because that like, this would
Also,
be
it is a Vitalis Twisted Fate
yeah. See, I
with
knew he
with the
played.
cleanse to get out of the stun from Annie,
Yeah.
because both mid laners have like point and click stuns.
I think it's gonna definitely. I think that WSP. I feel like I want to give them the edge in this match. I feel like BP definitely has some tools to get some picks. Get away from. The Ezreal can jump away. The Braum can jump away to an ally. The Kane can run through walls, so they're a little safer. And they also can like do the opposite and go towards the team. That I mean, I feel like it's gonna be the engage the uh, of WSP versus the disengage of BP. Oh, I almost sneezed into the mic. It's not good. Had a bit of a sneezer.
Yeah. So coming from Chad, it sounds like that everything except for like they compensating buffed her W because I guess they nerfed her Q and her E. So her solo laning is significantly worse, which obviously is fair enough because if anybody here watched Korean solo queue, Soraka top was nutty busted and could like easily just walk out of ganks, healed so much, and still did enough damage that if you tried to dive the tower on her, she's gonna get a double kill.
Nutty busted. I
It was
like it.
nutty.
I like it. Uh, no, but this game is gonna be interesting. But you know what's even more interesting? A game that had an Ornn in it. Let's go back and talk about MVP.
All right, yes. So we're back at it.
Game
So
one, because
game
this
one MVP, according to the poll, which had very few votes, was Theatrics. Theatrics won game one MVP, according to the poll. That is.
theatrics. I mean that's what I thought. And
I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
even
he
know
definitely got.
if it's technically theatrics. I think he played it excellently, and that's commendable. But I honestly think just the Trundle pick was so big brain. It was like I don't know. Trundle's just one of those champions I always forget exists because he's just bad.
He's bad
Wait, is Dylan in
unless the
chat?
other team picks
Dylan didn't
certain
hear anything.
champions.
But when you pick Sejuani, when the enemy team has both a Sejuani and a Ornn, like that's such an easy pick if you remember it. And it was so. I think the pick is what wins MVP for me more than. I mean, he played it well, but like just the picking it was beautiful. I mean, it's like amazing. All right.
Yeah. So I I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this matchup goes, cause it's gonna be fun on a bun, as they say. Oh yeah, and it is Bear Jr. on the Annie. Yeah, go figure. Well, at least they got 2 Star Guardian skins.
Yeah, they got
Sugar
that
Rush
synergy.
Bra. That's not too bad. Odyssey Kane.
We need a
Okay.
Star Guardian Zac. That's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, because with his elastic slingshot, he'd be a shooting star.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd be a shooting blob,
Ooh,
but, you know.
PMA having a pause.
You got Team 5 pretty decent skins versus Team 4 skin.
Yeah.
Wah,
Who's
wah.
gonna win? Other news: Team Foreskin no longer doing
Team
Dragon
Pause. PMA LCS.
Where are you at?
12, 13.
All right, we're in sync.
14.
We don't even need to pause. We're
Perfect.
Fine.
Perfect.
If we're not in sync, then blame Hansu.
If we're not in sync, then we're Backstreet Boys, and that's the better option anyways.
Backstreet Boys.
And if you think in sync is better, you can go F yourself. No, I'm
Hold
just
on.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hold
I'm
on.
just kidding. Just kidding. You know, NSYNC was okay because JT made NSYNC happen.
Look,
Backstreet Boys are just objectively better. Highest
Alright.
selling band in the entire world, like
look.
best selling
The
ever.
Backstreet Boys were awesome.
Quite literally.
But that doesn't look. Just because the Backstreet Boys were awesome does not negate the awesomeness of NSYNC. Okay?
They had like 3 decent songs.
No, they had several decent albums. I will fight you.
Decent. Yes. You had Bye Bye Bye, that was pretty good. There was one other one that I
Dirty
jam
Pop.
out to. I don't even know what that one is. There was the Vine about that guy singing in a car. That was a really funny one.
God. Tilty me, man.
Yeah, either way. JT's album was pretty good. I'll give him that. His I guess it was his most recent. I don't really remember. Was pretty decent. Also, Olive, thanks for subscribing. Yay! 23 months.
Why would you do that?
I know, right? That's kind of what I was thinking.
What the?
Subscribing all these months just to watch Justin feed? That must be depressing. Some trades going on here in the mid lane. Bear Jr.
What the hell
Get
is
the-
Slipknot? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, what?
People talking about Slipknot.
General Dill resubbing. Now let's talk about some real action here. Subscribe. 3 months. Ooh, ooh!
Hell yeah. That's
Britney
what I
Spears is
had to-
best. Okay.
Get him,
She's
Nautilus. This is what happens when I'm one beer in. I just start yelling things. Fine. Okay.
I subbed so I could finally get some new emotes. Fair enough. That's fair.
The Dill one is definitely my favorite.
And now you all, Yoel, have more.
Yow.
Hashtag spell check. Alright, so like actually let's look at this game
But, like,
here.
nothing's
So,
happening.
Not much is happening. You see some trades coming along in the mid lane, but that's
People
about
are
it.
farming, people are trading.
Decent trades back and forth. You could there's not really an edge.
Oh,
Oh, Flash is
going
coming
in.
out.
Not quite able to get it. And the Zac is maybe looking for a play?
Nope, we're just
No,
going right to
going
red
to
buff.
red. Full clear for the Zac. And the Kane did almost full clear. Oh, Kane looking good. Oh.
So in the top lane, oh no! Oh, the cleanse comes out, but it comes out
Oh,
just not the ignite, and first blood goes over to Bear Jr.
Yeah.
And he's so easy. Uh-oh,
Like,
now you got a gank
now
coming in
the
onto.
Zac's getting picked on. Oh, can he get the passive? Can he get the passive? He gets the passive, and that should be a kill.
Oh,
I don't see
there's
him
no
unless
TP.
there's some TP. Oh, there's no
No.
TP, and that's a dead Zac. Dead
Soraka
boy
went.
Zac.
Oh, man, I mean, I
Soraka.
guess that's right, is barrier, but like Soraka didn't go TP, so they have no TP on their team.
That does not bode well for WSP.
Yeah, new Capiturk's not going to have a good time.
Ooh, nice hook going on the Ezreal, but not sure what it's going to do.
Good damage traded back onto Laga.
Ezreal.
Well, and see, I think that's the biggest key is like with Ezreal, you gotta pull him or fight him in minions because if he can't Q, then that's 80% of his damage right there is landing his Q on you. Whereas Misfortune can Q through the minions, hit you, and still auto attack for a lot. Oh my goodness! Looks like Misfortune isn't even doing anything to this prom. Auto attacking and no damage is being taken away. Oh, Kane's here in the mid lane.
Coming in. Oh, this TF is just getting bullied, and another kill goes on to the Annie. Man, they're just super punishing this immobile mid laner pick.
Yeah, Annie's got 2 kills. Yes, they're kind of even in farm, but 2-0 Annie, who hasn't even backed yet. Oh, I guess he has backed. I lied. Annie has backed, but still has another kill and is backing now. This is gonna be point blank or point and click stuns are good things, people.
And somehow this Soraka's keeping up in farm, I guess. Look, maybe this is the game they proved me wrong, but especially after the nurse, I think it's bad.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's gonna prove you right. I think it's just because Soraka's been shoved under tower the whole time, so you haven't had any kill damage pressure at all.
But she is 6 now, so she can just look to throw in some ults. And the Kane does coming in, looking to stun up this Nautilus. They do get it, and the Ignite goes out. Ooh, and there you go, the Soraka heal. So the Soraka heal on top of the Summoner heal. So quite a lot used to keep that Nautilus alive, but they did manage to get it done.
Yeah, Ignite came out from Chaboy, and then Flash heal and Soraka ult. So I mean, kept him alive, kept the bot lane from snowballing. Which oh my goodness, and he's dead. He dove the tower, took a tower shot, and just died.
Fish baby bot tried to prove me wrong. Listen.
All right. So here's the deal.
The Mia Pig's coming out.
Not to discredit Fish Baby Bot for using the barrier and making the outplay, but that was all because Clumsy Chocobo made a bad play and dove under tower without having enough damage. I think even without the barrier, Fish Baby Bot wasn't gonna die.
I feel like
so. I mean, as much as I want to credit the Soraka pick for saying, "Oh yeah, you survived and you got the kill," I don't think it was the Soraka at all. I think
Annie looking to gank a lane that's not there for some reason. Interesting play. Looks like we might have some action around this dragon, or maybe at least just securing the scuttle.
Yeah, see, I'm very worried about this Annie pick now. It's you get a flash into a Soraka or a Twisted Fate or a Misfortune, or if you hit multiple, it's just gonna be dead because you're gonna have Tibbers. That's what Annie's known for, is just a flash Tibbers one shot. And right there, the cleanse was there. But Annie's still gonna be able to land the stun next time and still possibly one shot you. Because now Annie's got flash up.
And what I feel like Bear's doing, we'll just have to wait and see, but I feel like this...
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, just wasn't in range.
Maybe? I feel like what Bear is doing, though, is just rushing their allies. Because honestly, what does... I don't know if that's what he's doing. Maybe he sees something else, but with his items I see, I feel like just rush their allies. You basically completely negate the cleanse. You just pop your bear down and just run him down because he's just permanently.
Oh my god, the Soraka damage! What?
Didn't they nerf that champion?
I thought so.
Can we delete this champion? Bam! Bam!
What is this damage?
Can I get a tactical nuke sound?
Oh, here comes the stun, but it did get under tower. Kane's looking for it here, though.
Meanwhile, Soraka looks like she's about to get a gank from El Zakaru.
Which, interesting, you don't want to... Oh, that's why.
Oh,
Oh!
and the flash and the
Okay,
Oh.
okay. And there's a Soraka there. Let's not get too crazy.
Don't get too crazy. Don't get too crazy. The cane coming in.
Oh no, the cane!
Look
Oh
at
no, the cane!
The flash is
silence!
in. The ult coming out of
Silence on
Soraka.
top of it!
Is it gonna be enough? It doesn't look like it. A charm coming out.
The banana!
Oh, the banana!
Oh, but Annie's there.
Banana!
You got TF going in! Oh my god, they're turning this game around! WSP is doing it!
Oh, all around the map. Huge plays coming out for WSP. Banana!
The shocking thing is the only person who survived was Clumsy Chocobo, who was the one who was initially getting ganked. And then it was a counter gank death, a counter gank death. This game is getting nutty.
Man.
This Soraka is getting huge. Ooh,
That's why the ult coming out and the flash needed.
Very nice flash.
Ooh.
Oh, the Ari's here, TP'd in to bot lane.
TP gank.
Gonna be a couple dead
and
people
the Braum
here.
secures the kill, and hopefully they give this to Ezreal. Yes. I don't think they meant to try to give it to Ezreal. It looked like there were some auto attacks going.
All right, okay.
This game
So
has
a good
definitely
play.
been evened up a little bit with the top deaths as well as the securing of the Rift Herald. So.
All right, so a lot of interesting stuff happening. Let's just try and like give it a rundown of what happened. So, nice gank by New Capper Turk in the top lane onto Clumsy Chocobo. Did manage to flash out and escape, but then you had, and I want to highlight this play. You had Kane come in, and you had Raka Silence get put down.
Right. A 2v1.
And then the Zac jumped on top of the Kane to hold him in place long enough for that Silence to also root the Kane.
Right.
So much damage went down to Kane. Yes, he got the ult off, but as soon as he came out, Rocket just autoed him to death.
Right.
Which, using the bananas.
Then after that, we had another 2v1 when the Annie roamed up, which got turned into a 3v1 because the Annie's lane opponent is a TF.
Twisted Fate.
Yeah, so, and I think that's one thing to know about WSP. Their comp, you keep the unit of the Zac, you keep the unit of the Zac, not an MF in the mid game. You just keep that unit, put them wherever you need them, and then, probably have the Soraka there, maybe not. You can put her where you need it.
Don't do the Zac. This is aggressive, don't do it.
They have so much global pressure with the TF ult and the Soraka ult that it's really kind of hard unless you got the play clean. It's hard to.
Oh, the Annie ult comes out. Oh, but you've got Zac coming in here as well.
Zac goes down.
Trying to get in, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it because there's going to be a yellow card.
Yellow card. The knockup. That is a red cane. Ooh, he managed to.
Oh, the wishful!
Soraka! And another stun coming out. And the ult coming out. And it's. I'm believing more and more in the Soraka top. I hate it. But, I'm starting to believe.
I mean, but it's working. That was exactly what I said. I was like, it is. I don't like it, but it's still Soraka top. So, like, and as you were saying, you've got the global pressure of a TF, and I mean, essentially, eventually, the elastic slingshot seems to be able to go across map, but. Oh, the aggressive flash in
is coming in from behind. Looking to the ult, trying to save Ezreal from Braum. The knot does go down. Oh, but the double pop! The body slam from the Zac. He said, "Give me your money."
Slingshot.
I need to buy me some dinner.
Was that the Braum that picked up the kill?
It was the Braum.
So I mean, that's like, it's a trade back, definitely is, but like, I mean, you didn't even get that gold onto the Ezreal, so that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah. But I mean, WSP right now is making these rotations. New Kappa Turk doing some work. They're trying to get an Ocean Dragon going here.
And what initially was looking like an early lead for BP is slowly turned into an early lead for WSP, especially if they can pick up this dragon, which they do secure. So
which next ones are Infernal which would be insanely good for the side of BP. Like, they already have so much damage. If you're amplifying that even more, that would be nuts. So it's more, in my eyes, it's more, WSP needs to not necessarily just get it for them, but make sure they're keeping it off of BP. Because you get multiple of those, and he's going to one-shot the Nautilus eventually at that point. If
Alright, hopefully we're back. Let me open Twitch real quick. Hopefully we're back.
Oh, we are back. We're back.
Okay, so start in 3, 2, 1. Right.
Okay.
Sorry for the delays, everyone. It was strange crash of OBS. It was not happy that I decided to quickly check Facebook.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, gank in the mid lane came through, but countered by Theatrix and Clumsy Chocobo, and they were able to pick up the Zac there, and got the Bloblets as well, and then Turk stuck around just too long there. Got him, self-killed as well. Meanwhile, you do have the Soraka getting a little bit of solo time on the top lane, but it doesn't matter because the bot lane was taken by the side of BP. And now we're back to the current thing. Ooh, but Zac's going in. You got TF coming in for the gank. Is going to land the gold card, but they stun each other. And Clumsy Chocobo comes back in. Bear Jr. lives by the skin of his teeth. And yeah, they are making these counter ganks happen every time. Like, it's a very nice setup from the side of WSP, Turk and Vitalis, but it's just getting countered by one extra person. And that's all it's taken.
Right.
So now you've got a 3-2 and 3 Annie who just picked up the Ludens as well. Lots of damage coming in.
And with those two plays, they did manage to, again, the lead has switched back to a gold lead for BP. So this is a very interesting game. We keep having these flip flops back and forth, like 1 to 1.5K gold difference, just flip flopping between these two teams.
Well, yeah, you had a 1K gold lead for the side of WSP, and then the first tower in the bot lane, and then mid lane, and a couple kills go by, and now you're in a almost 3K gold advantage, like a 2.5, 3K gold advantage for BP. So, yeah, kind of crazy how quickly things have flipped. BP was playing to their comp though. They're getting the picks. I think. WSP is going to be looking more to have that team play later on in the game.
Right.
Ooh, lots of damage.
Fight coming on.
Ooh, the flash away from Gurg, but he's going to get brought back in. You've got MF here as well.
The 4v2. It looks like BP will be taken down. Just the number advantage too much.
They do have a Rift Herald up too, and they're all here, so they could just look for that, which it looks like they're going to, and probably pop down this tower as well. Top lane. Meanwhile, Kane's pushing in the mid lane. I don't think he's going to get much from that. Yeah, the TF is able to clear out most of that wave very quickly. Ari's pushing on the bot side. Annie's coming around trying to catch on the Misfortune. Misfortune's so fast, though.
Yeah, and she does have the Nautilus, and if necessary, the Zac in her pocket, so... Yeah, Bear's just deciding to catch waves. Ooh, some damage going down on the TF. The cleanse does come out, and looks like nothing comes with it.
That was a very nice yellow card there from the TF. It looks like we're going to try and get a counter engage here. Flash coming out for Clumsy Chocobo had burned his ultimate already. However, you're going to get Swaga, who's going to get charmed up.
Instant full HP from 0 to full HP on that Nautilus.
This Soraka is nuts.
Insane, but not enough heals left over to save 2 members of Soraka's team, including Soraka. And wow, that team, they used so much to try to save the Nautilus that
I honestly
team,
thought that Nautilus had died and somebody else jumped in, jumped into place, but no, full health Nautilus. I guess they did say they did buff the W in compensation for nerfing everything else. So, yikes! But yeah, I mean that comes down to all of the damage. You've got Annie, you've got the Ra, the Ezreal as well, and Kayn, all who have AOE damage and you got the AOE stun coming out with Tibbers and your W from Bear Jr. So really good fight there from them, even after they use most everything to try and kill the Nautilus.
A play coming out on the Annie, and the MF takes her down. Yeah, it's a great little use of TF ult. Not sure what they can get out of it. Maybe, they're using
they're gonna Rift Herald mid, yeah.
Alright, looks like they're going to try
Maybe they could pop this tower before the Rift Herald gets there. Looks like they're going to, so they can get a
their siege is pretty okay. They're especially
and
if
Kayn is backing, so it's just Ezreal and Braum here in the mid lane. They might be able to get a lot here.
Their Ahri is really the main wave clearer on their team.
They're going to get the second charge, but they're not going to keep going for it, although Zach gets caught out just a little bit.
That was a good rift. That was a 3 charge rift. I think they took the first tower before.
2 charge rift, but they got 2 towers.
Oh, a little too far, stepping up too far with the Braum and the... Oh, this could be very bad. This could be very bad. This might be game, or at least Baron. Oh, EP just getting caught out. Just a little... Ooh, the Kayn doing work though. In the back line, taking down...
Oh. Tibbers coming out there. Very good counter engage from the side of WSP there. Right. Nautilus going in there, getting a lot of damage put out, and then Zach coming over the wall, able to snipe out the Ezreal there. If I were WSP, I would have kept trying to push and at least get that mid lane inhib tower.
Well, it's kind of hard when both of your...
out here.
Oh.
Yeah, Theatrics is going to die here.
And the Theatrics does not quite have enough damage. So.
And well, I guess you've got the drag coming up here. It's another 2.5 minutes, so not a big deal there. Yep. But BP was able to pick up an Infernal drag as well.
And WSP, with that whole situation, yes, their MF died, yes, their TF died, but they got a lot out of that because they got all 3, I think it was 3 of the bounties that were on BP. So they got a lot of gold. If you look at the gold, they're now ahead again. The flip-flops of this game are insane.
Yeah, they're back up by 1k gold because, I mean, they got a couple towers out of that and kills. So, plus, yeah, I mean, Nautilus did pick up the Kayn bounty of 350 gold, which, yeah, obviously it's really good still to get on a Nautilus because that means Nautilus gets more tanky, but,
right.
I mean, whew, yeah. This is going to be an interesting game. Right. I'm excited. Because MF also has an IE and an Essence Reaver right now, sitting at 5, 2, and 4 with 168 farm, keeping up with farm with the Ezreal, but also has more kills, so is sitting in a very good spot. So, I mean, obviously, Braum, unfortunately, can just completely stop your MF ult, but get the right fight, and it just doesn't matter. Ooh. Gets the charm, but it's not going to matter because you've got a Soraka there. Holy moly, the heals.
I don't know, did you see any damage go onto the MF? I didn't see any damage.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it.
I don't think there's any damage. I don't think there was any damage.
Can we just call Soraka W the magic eraser? Because it just erases any damage.
Yeah. It's just control. How they programmed it is they literally just gave Soraka Control Z.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, this could be Baron for one of the teams. Oh, looks like.
Oh, you got Annie who's looking to run in, use the Spellbinder. Does get the damage off onto New Capture, but it's not going to matter. Annie's going to just die. 2v1 versus a Zac and a Soraka, and Annie's just going to get burst down. Zac goes into his Blottless, but nobody's focusing the block blitz, so Zac might be able to come back here. Is going to be able to come back. Soraka's going to heal up. New Capture is still alive and is taking down the team. Soraka is just healing up their entire team so much it just doesn't matter.
Like, did they even
and now at
damage?
this point, they're going to run down mid lane.
Yeah, they might be looking. It might be in. It might if.
I don't think they're going to be able to end, but they're going to get this inhib, and I would say at this point, get the inhib, run to drag, get that drag, you know, get it away
even
from
inhib. Make sure the TF can finish that bot turret and then go drag. Or maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
they're pinging onto the drag.
Some variation of inhib drag, I think is.
But oh my god, like, okay, so Zac also has, so he's got his Cinder Hulk, and he's also got Leandry, so he does have damage along with it. But you had 4 members of BP running into a Soraka and a Zac, did absolutely no damage to the Zac right away, and they were able to, what seemed like one-shot at Annie. That's insane! A Zac and a Soraka one-shotting, oh, Annie's looking for a kill here, but nice flash away from Baby Bot. Nice ML Fulton coming out here. Not going to just do enough. Zac is going to die this time, but does take out the Annie in response. Oh, here we go. They're just not able to trade enough damage back here at this point.
Looks like
so it's still a 2-1.
Just gonna walk away.
And the dragon went over to WSP.
Zac has an interesting build, I will say. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's so good though, because he's got some damage and he's got a Soraka to just heal him back up.
Yeah,
so you know, out of fights he'll heal everything back up, but in fights he's got so much health to begin with, and he's got some damage. He just one-shots people like the squishies.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works, and it looks like now all WSP has to do is use the continuous mid pressure from super minions to just secure some vision around Baron and pressure BP into making a mistake. Mistake.
Yeah, and that's not to say, like, if BP gets the right fight with an Annie and an Ahri and an Ezreal damage coming over the top, like, they can wipe them. But the problem is the Soraka is a huge factor, right, and they haven't been able to get to Soraka.
Oh, they get the 2-man knockup, falling in the ult. The not ult coming, hitting the Annie. Meanwhile, Kane on the back line. The Braum does go down, and the MF goes down. It's pretty looking okay for. Actually no, because the Braum and the Kane. I thought it was looking okay for BP, but. Oh, the Ahri just got caught out. Oh! Bursting
the wish is not enough.
Bursting Nautilus through Soraka ult. I like it. I like it a lot.
The one thing I will say about this Nautilus build is there is 0 health built in. You have armor and magic resist, but you have no health. So when Soraka heals you, like she's healing your whole health bar, but you still can get burst down because of how little health you have. That's the only problem with going Zeke's and your Gargoyle. I agree, Gargoyle Stoneplate still one of the best things, but like when you just build the Zeke's after that and you have no health, it's a little bit of a problem.
Right. I think that's where Knight's Vow is a little. It's just more solid second pick. Just good. I mean, yeah. It just helps keeps your MF or your TF alive. You know.
Oh yeah, so here's the thing. They don't know. They think that they're on Baron, but they're not right now. BP has to go in. I mean,
they need vision.
Blind,
They need to get some sort of vision on the Baron.
See, the Theatrix had the right idea last fight and trying to get onto this Soraka, but oh my god, the MF ult was nutty. It was so good. It hit both Bear Jr. and it hit Chaboy at the same time, killing them both. They do take down the MF in the meantime and take down the Soraka, so this could be a one fight now. Nautilus staying alive, but not going to stay alive for long. You've got Vitautus trying to 1v1 there, and you've got Gerg7 focusing onto New Captain Turk. There's no healing coming out now that Soraka's gone, so BP take that fight. It ends up being a 4-for-3. Nothing's going to be really got out of this, unfortunately, because they could take a drag, but it's not up. But yeah, BP can't take a Baron or do anything like that. Have to stop minions in their base. So, I mean, it's a one fight because you relieve some pressure, but and waiting for your inhib to come back up, which should be coming back up here soon.
And there's still ways back into this for BP. Like, both teams are equal progression towards Soul. No Barons have been taken yet. They are their inhib is respawning, so they're they've got ways to get back into this game if they can just maybe not even look to fight for this dragon. I don't even know if you just try to farm up, try to find what
exactly, and that's the thing. It's not Soul.
Right.
It's not Soul Point. They took one of the dragons already away from WSP, so it's not Soul. So they can afford, if you're not set up in a good place, to give that. Which, I mean, at the moment, because all you have is an Annie and a Braum there right now, it's something you might have to give. But oh my God,
so
nice MF ult and
damage.
New Cap and Turk.
Wow, just Annie just getting shredded.
Although you've got Ahri coming on the backside.
Oh, looking to slow them down. TF TPing in, and the charm goes out, but that
cleanse though. And then a nice Zhonya's to stop it, and Theatrix is going to get taken down on the side. They're going to try and chase down Chaboy. I think they just need to turn on this drag, and they can run mid lane because they've got 40 seconds on both the top laner and the jungler of...
Very clean fight by WSP.
Or, actually, just go Baron. Go Baron right after this. Good attempt from Chaboy, but alas, not enough.
But even I don't know. I don't think BP would have enough wave clear if WSP decided just to run it down and get the inhib. But I think Baron is.
It is a risky play. I agree with you, but yeah, it's definitely the risky play. Safe play is just run the Baron.
Right. And I do think
it looks like they might try to force something here. I don't know if they'll be able to. But with Annie, with Annie Tibbers, I was gonna try and wipe out.
Tibbers, though. I don't think Bear realized he didn't have Tibbers.
I'm kind of wondering that too.
Yeah, because he just ran straight in without using any ability. I think he was smushing the R key.
Yeah, there is Siren. There is a visual bug with Ezreal Q. It's the same with Sivir, Sivir Q as well. You can't see it. It's kind of unfortunate. I think it's with Ezreal Ultimate as well. I don't think you can see that either. That's just a spectator bug.
And it looks like, again, this team fight, it's the same that we've been seeing for every fight. It's just the Zach goes in and the Kayn tries to do something on the back line, but with the Soraka heals and the tanks destroying your damage, you just can't do anything.
Oh, the TF's gonna go in, gonna get charmed, but it does land the stun, and Ahri's dead as well.
Goes down.
They don't have their misfortune. Oh, she's coming up. Never mind, it doesn't matter. They should be able to do this. And you've got a redemption on top of just having Soraka, plus with your tanky Zag. It just doesn't matter.
And I think we finally have...
Oh, the Tibbers comes out and just whips!
We have what looks like to be the end of the flip-flopping. There is now a 7k gold lead on the red. For my own sanity, I hope it stays that. No miss BP, I'm just tired of the gold lead flip-flopping because it makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, so, that was close. So TF does secure that. Oh, nice engage from New Cap and Turk. I think he does have the bloblets. Nice MF ult, but it's not going to matter. Ezreal and Braum are taken out.
Completely obliterating that Ezreal with tanky slime.
Oh, Annie's trying to come in
trying
here.
to pick something up.
Oh, he's
And
not
he's
able
not
to get
able to do it.
spot.
Oh, the silence is just picked up by the Soraka.
Oh my god, Hyper's got so much damage now, and you've got a Soraka there, and on top of it,
all
you've got
this
my
global
Countess coming in.
pressure. All this global, they're not quite. They're always just barely not enough damage to clean up these little picks, and then the Soraka just heals them to full, and it's like
This is one of those games where it's just so tilting.
yeah,
It's because it's the Soraka. It's not like they're having
Soraka, man.
I will say, yeah, because you could see in the fight, the earlier Baron fight, where Annie walked in, and like you said, it looked like he was trying to get to the Soraka, and ult the Soraka. Didn't look like the ult was up at the time, which I think was part of the problem.
Right.
Expecting the ult to come out, and it wasn't up yet. And it's just like, you have the damage, you're making the plays, but your plays just aren't enough. It's like, it's just out of your reach.
It's like, might be trying to do something here, but man, even just the
Oh
tank
my
damage.
god, he's so tanky.
And just watch the Zac just shredding the backline. And
Fish Baby
Theatrics
Bot
just
picks up another
not
kill.
having the damage there. And it looks like this will be the end. Like this will be where WSP closes this out for a one.
Alright, okay.
One
Okay,
for one.
Soraka top still works.
Soraka top. I don't care what you say. I hate it. Don't stop.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, to try and unpack this. Now, what I will say is, besides the TF in the mid lane, WSP went with a more standard meta comp. Let's just be real with that. In this meta, you still, like, while they've supposedly nerfed the Soraka, I don't know the whole details behind it. Obviously, her healing hasn't been nerfed at all to other people, if not buffed, because that was absolutely insane what just transpired.
Right.
Like just the sheer amount of healing, like you saw in that last fight. Yes, Nautilus had a gargoyle stone plate, but you had 4 people going on to that Nautilus. 4 people. You had an Annie, you had an Ari, you had, you had an Ezreal, like a Braum there, and there was just no damage taken by him because the Soraka healed it up before like anything happened.
That was. I mean, Soraka heals are still going to be Soraka heals, and I guess the idea is that if you can still survive the early game, you're not going to have the same Q pressure that you used to have. But as long as we watched, when Soraka was around level 9, she was chunking the crap out of the Ari. Still, like, it still does damage. It's still spooky. So yeah, it was a good game all around. It was stressful seeing the the lead get flip-flopped back and forth. It was an interesting game. It was a fun game, but WSP was able to finally scrape together enough of a lead to push it over to their side in the end.
Soraka had 50,000 damage healed.
Oh, wow.
Zac also had 40,000.
Let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get the MVP pull out. We'll give it a few minutes while we keep talking about this, and then we can bring some MVPs and captains in for a quick interview. So making the poll, what are you thinking so far for MVP? What are your thoughts?
I mean, so like the Soraka heals came in clutch.
I will hit
Soraka
you
heals
if you
came in
say
clutch, but I can't say it's Soraka. I have to give it to New Cap Turk on that. There was in the mid game, there was a couple really good counter ganks by BP where Clumsy rotated down and you had Theatrics coming in and just helped Bear survive, and they got the kills in response. And I can't fault New Cap Turk for that because he had a good gank. It just got countered even better. But I mean, like, you look at the other mid game fights, the other engages, and then the sheer late game damage and just backline disruption from New Capiturk. It was nuts. Was playing out of his mind there.
Right.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I agree. I think I'd give it to the new Cavaturk as well because it felt like honestly it felt like the Zach had more of a TF ult than the TF did. Like he was literally always there. Anytime there was any play, it felt like the Zach was there. And like I mean it was and the whole team was sort of like that. I felt like I mean man, it felt like anytime BP tried to find vision, get vision around Baron, try to push up for war. It just felt like there was always a Zac in a bush, ready, like stretching out, getting ready to go in, and with his build, he just completely shredded the enemy team, like without taking any damage. And if he did take damage, just get healed by your Soraka.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I mean
it was
that's
very
quite
sick.
literally all there was to it was go in, get healed, and there was just nothing that. And I mean, even if the heal didn't work, you got a redemption as well.
Right.
And then you got Zac Blob passive. Like, unfortunately, they didn't have a TP for it, but I mean, the barrier saved the Soraka
Right. Right.
a couple times, and I mean, helped the Soraka stay in the game. I mean, because it was farming pretty decently early against the Ahri, but I mean, once Arya starts getting a couple items, I'm sure
Right.
can start bullying out the Soraka. But
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, well
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
game by all sides.
Yeah.
Piper did a lot of damage in some of those late game fights. Even with the Braum, had several really good ults in there. Was able to get a lot of auto attacks in. It helps when you have a Soraka there to just heal you up. So if a Kayn even goes on you, which the Kayn couldn't go on the MF because it had to focus on the Soraka so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you've got Vitautus who was just landing yellow card after yellow card, getting out a lot of damage as well,
Right.
and had some really good ultimates to rotate
Right.
around.
Right. And he
So
really came back from a rough early game where he had an unlucky solo kill against him, and then he got ganked a few times, and was having a pretty rough go of it, but then just was able to turn it around with some good macro, good good card play. You know what I mean. All right, we'll give the MVP vote one more minute, 60 seconds. Get your votes in. Come on now. Let's get her done. I repeat, you have 47 seconds probably left. I might be a beer and a half in. Who knows? Can I say that on Twitch? I'm going to anyway. Yeet.
we're at a tie right now.
We're at a tie.
So get your votes
Get your
in
votes in.
or who you
Can
think
we
it
can
is.
we can we post the thing again? I'll post it.
Absolutely.
I'll just spam it. Get it in. Vote. Vote. You got 20 seconds. Probably.
Wait,
I
Necro
don't.
guy, you play Renekton?
Wait.
What?
Why is your name not Renecro guy then?
Oh my god.
Why?
That
Why?
was bad even
You,
for me.
hey, it wasn't my pun. It was said like in my team's games. So
I
look,
mean, technically your dash would be a skill shot, right? Because you could throw that wide and not
yeah.
hit anything, and then don't get a second dash.
You could also just miss your Q, I guess.
I, I
You
mean,
could
yeah.
mispress your ult. You could W a
What?
minion.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There's ways you can
Easy.
fuck it up. There's ways you can fuck it up. All right, I'm calling it
How can you call it? You can't.
because look, Fish Baby, you can come into the MVP, but I'm not giving it to you because fuck Soraka.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Never mind. We got another vote,
we got another vote.
and you're wrong.
Hasn't
Fish
updated.
baby healer
Oh my
is
god,
more
I hate
MVP.
all of you. I'm never streaming again. All right, we're calling it because I'm tired and I have more beer to drink.
All right, so if
let's go.
this game one MVP was Theatrics,
Right,
played a very strong game one, and game two, the MVP is Fish Baby. So if you guys are there,
let's jump to
you will be in player of the game one.
right.
If you
So,
would like to join.
yep, any of the captains and any of the MVPs. Let's wait. Ooh, Daddy Adam. What's going
Well,
on?
Yo,
hello there.
What up, BB?
what's up?
Not much, BB.
Well, since you're here, very well played. You guys had what seemed like had a pretty good, strong start there in the second game, and had a really strong game one where you guys just kind of like took over and
Right.
never took your foot off the gas pedal. So very well played there. How did it feel for you?
It felt good. Yeah, it felt good. They all have good players, so yeah. I mean, any type of game where you play well against those types of players is good.
Awesome. So I have a question for you. So the second game, because from both teams we definitely saw some different comp styles and I guess things you don't see as often, like Ari in the top lane and Annie in the mid lane. What was the, what was the ideas behind it, or was it just something y'all wanted to you just wanted to play?
I mean, there was sort of an idea the second game, but I mean, they had some good bands that kind of threw an initial comp idea out the window, and we're comfortable with Julio on Ari top. We've won with it before, and I think that he plays it well. It's glacial, so I mean, it kind of functions similarly to like Alessandra top, except for it has a little bit more like roaming pressure. So it's pretty good. It's got catch potential and stuff. It's cool.
Right.
And we were willing to flex it mid, so we kind of picked it early because of that. The Annie was something that Nick wanted to pick because it counters TF, and we needed something with some ranged AP as well. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't so much that we were just like picking randomly, but we did kind of have to fill in. They had good bans. They banned based on what they knew we were probably going to want to take, and they were pretty right for that second game. So they just kind of played us well in pick ban.
Yeah, because we noticed, they picked the Ornn and the Senna in the first game and then swapped to Bandit that second round. So,
Very interesting now.
Yeah, we ideally would have gotten the lock Ornn with that first pick, and I'm sure they realized that that's what we wanted. So
Beefy
that was
boys.
smart on them.
I do have a question. It's a little bit of question, maybe a little bit of praise. But if you listen back to my game one commentary, you might find that I was pretty excited and happy with the Trundle pick. I want to know whose idea it was, because that made me cream my pants the entire game.
I'm pretty sure it was like Justin and Nick at the same time. We're both calling out Trundle there. We were kind of under the impression that if they locked Sejuani and they already had Ornn, then Trundle was basically like the pick no matter what. So yeah, I mean, there were a couple other champs that we were bouncing around between, but once we saw those two locked in, it was pretty much not going to be anything else no matter what.
Man, I love it. As someone who's been abusing Ornn, when they pick Trundle, you're just like, all right, you win this game, I'll dodge.
Yeah, the Trundle felt really good. Especially
it looks really good.
Oh my god,
it was really good.
We were like just like absolutely shredding through people. It was nuts.
I was kind of laughing with the guys when the when we lost a Mountain Drake. I was like, well, regardless, I get tankier.
So, yeah, you steal their percentage.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty.
That's sick. Yeah. So quickly before we go ahead with more questions, I just want to throw it out. Any questions from chat? Go ahead and throw it in. It looks like we won't be getting anybody else to join us. So if you have any questions for Adam, type those in, and yeah, go ahead, OP, if you have anything else.
So, question I have is, I noticed that when Greg is out of the comp, you win games, and Greg is in the comp, you tend to lose games. Is there a correlation there, or is that just?
Come on, man.
No. In all honesty,
on,
and my team knows this, and I think the other team probably knows this too. No offense to those guys, but we had the first game, or I'm sorry, we had the second game. I'm almost positive we had that second game, and then we actually had like words like I'm greeting" being yelled at in chat, and then like as a meme. But then like the meme unfortunately became reality after a certain point, and then it was just like, oh, Nautilus has 100 health, and now Soraka hits him with one heal, and he's at full.
Oh my god,
Weird.
I know.
Dude,
Like,
there was one
it
team
was
fight
just-
where he literally gray barred and then was entirely full HP in like
Yeah.
a split second. It was like
Yeah.
it was so dumb.
I mean, what do you do, you know? Like, I don't know. I obviously couldn't have figured it out. So we had Morello, we had Executioners calling. It still wasn't enough. So I don't really
Right.
know what to do in that case.
Yeah,
Man.
there were because we were talking about it in the early and mid game. There were so many gold flips back and forth.
Right.
Like it'd be WSP would be up 1,000, and then you guys would flip it after taking a tower or two, and it'd be 3,000 gold in your favor, and then it was 1,000 gold, and then it was another 1,000 gold in the other team's favor. Like it was so back and
Constant.
forth.
Like
Until-
every 4 minutes, every fight.
Yeah, I think until it was like it got to the point where Soraka was just like, all right, I'm gonna stick on my team, and the heals just absolutely are insane.
Not en-
And then,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no matter how much damage you guys had, which you guys had a ton of damage with Ari, Kane, um,
Yeah.
Annie in the mid, like you had so much damage, but God, Soraka.
I don't.
Yeah.
I had a
Fish Baby
question.
played out of his mind, and honestly, Tyler played out of his mind too. Tyler's
Oh, I know. He
Yeah.
was
Tyler's presence was really, really, really clutch. So yeah, hats off to those guys, honestly.
Tyler got my MVP for that game, but I think I got trolled by chat because they gave it to the Soraka,
I mean,
which I complained
honestly,
about the entire game.
I would give it to the Soraka because the Soraka is the reason that I felt like I didn't even want to play the game anymore.
Dude,
I actually
fuck
said
that
out loud in
carry.
the chat that this is not just something I said out loud. I did this. There was a moment where I died and I actually like reflexively hit escape and tried to like surrender. But then I realized like I probably shouldn't do that, so I stopped. But I said out loud to the team like I almost FF just now out of reflex, like
Dude,
because
yeah.
that was so tilting.
Yeah,
That champion, man.
you were trying so hard to get into the backline onto that Soraka, but man, they got to the point where it was just like they had so much kite for like point and click CC for you. It was just it was unfortunate. But you also really played it really well.
Soraka's mommy, dude. You can't speak back to mommy.
Yeah, you get slapped.
You can't backtalk mommy in her kitchen, and Soraka was fucking cooking, dude.
All right, I like it.
All right.
All right, no questions
that
from chat. Dude, it looks like
Okay, this-
no one else is gonna join us for a chat. So
Oh, but congratulations though
Yeah.
with this game and with all the other games that you've won and lost, you made playoffs. So
Wow, congrats, guys.
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Yay. Congrats.
You guys barely squeezed in there. Good job.
GG's to Washed Up Space Police. They played really well. And thanks to Jacob for subbing for our first game. He's awesome.
Looked good.
Counter Spee.
Counter Spee. And with that, we'll have a PMA LCS Red Division BP versus WSP come to a close with a 1-4-1 for our 2-game series. And we'll go ahead and close the stream here. I have been Juice Me Daddy for the streaming and casting, and I've been joined by Opie. Thank you for joining me, sir. I was getting a little tired game one, talking with
Absolutely.
myself.
Happy to help.
Started to see things and hear voices that weren't there, so thank you for joining me. And we'll go ahead and close the stream there. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a great night.